Welcome to this video on influential speaking and what I call the 932 moment. Great speaking and speechwriting is based on human psychology. That is, it's designed to impact what we think, feel, and do. I want to share a brief story about what I learned about human psychology and influential writing when I was just an 18-year-old kid working backstage in London's West End. I wanted to be an actor, so as a passionate 18-year-old, I got a job backstage at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane on a big glitzy musical called 42nd Street. I worked on that show 6 nights a week for 3 years. Now I remember one of the things that amazed me and has stayed with me ever since was that I knew exactly at 9:32 p.m, 6 nights a week, 8 shows a week, Monday to Saturday, 2,000 people would be laughing. That's 2,000 different people every night, all laughing at 9:32 p.m. because of what was happening on that stage. Think about that. The writers, director, cast and crew all collaborated to do something that guaranteed the same human response from 2,000 different people every night. Now, if that's not magic, I don't know what is. And incidentally, Merriam's dictionary describes magic as an extraordinary power or influence seemingly from a supernatural source. And that's exactly what it felt like to me as an 18-year-old kid experiencing this night after night. What amazed me even further was that during my time on 42nd Street, I saw 3 complete cast changes. All the stage performers changed. And yet, at 9:32 p.m. every night, the same magic would happen, regardless of who was on that stage or who was in the audience. Now, this can only point to one thing, that there are definite patterns that impact our human psychology and produce predictable results. And if we activate those patterns, we can predict our results. Now, how powerful is that? So what's the implication for us as speakers and speechwriters? It means that if we understand these patterns, we can work with them to get predictable results from our audiences, whether that's in a boardroom, at a conference, from a TEDx stage, or anywhere that we're looking to lead and influence what our audiences think, feel, and do, which is pretty much everywhere we speak. Now, that's the magic of speaking and speechwriting, and this is why great speakers are leaders, regardless of their title or position, because when they speak, people listen and respond. Great speakers and speechwriters leverage the patterns of human psychology in the way that they write and speak. Now, these patterns were first shared 2,500 years ago in ancient Greece and then given structure and substance by the likes of Plato and Aristotle and Cicero around 350 years BC. And we've been using these same patterns ever since because our human psychology hasn't changed in all that time. Now, what these speaking pioneers gave us and what all great speakers use today was the patterns of influential speaking and writing known as rhetoric. Now, in my next video, I'm going to share the very simple structural overview of rhetoric and why it changes everything. And I'm also going to dispel a myth or two about rhetoric along the way too. So I'll see you soon for the next video.